All it's Dan for my YouTube channel, Numerical Lion, coming to you from an undisclosed secret location to talk to you about a secret ancient practice or occult practice, which means hidden, about gematria, this coding of numbers into words and words into numbers and letters into numbers and letters into and numbers into letters. Confusing myself. So, this story from the entertainment, sports world, whatever that is, Sam Wyche, former Cincinnati Bengals coach, who reminded fans they don't live in Cleveland. That's don't live in Cleveland is emphasized. Dies at 74, that number. And why is that number significant? Because it's all about this practice. Gematria 74. We're going to be seeing this number a lot as well. 38. And it's an occult practice. If you spell right. Spelling is important with this calculator. Occult practice. So let's read a little bit here about this man. Sam Wyche, the former NFL coach who helped popularize the no-huddle offense and brought the Cincinnati Bengals tantalizingly close to a Super Bowl win in the late 80s, died Thursday, the league announced. He was 74. Wyche was head coach for the Bengals from 84 to 91 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 92 to 95, compiling a regular season record of 84 and 107. His most successful season as head coach came in the 1988 season when his Bengals went 12-4 and made it to Super Bowl 23 when they lost 20 to 16 on a last-minute touchdown pass from San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana. So he was a wonderful guy. All these condolences. He famously said, "You don't live in Cleveland," after they were throwing snowballs in Cincinnati. He was an offensive innovator. Just more murder by numbers. For those familiar with the movie Murder by Numbers with Sandra Bullock, the E looks like a backwards 3, and the 8 looks like a B. And murder equals 38 and 83. Also 34, and this will be an important number in this decode here. Let's go to the decode. So he was born Samuel David Wyche on January 5th. He's 6'4". And I'll get into that. So it's another blood sacrifice to the gang. Look at his full name and blood sacrifice. It's good in almost every cipher except for the English ordinal cipher. This is the single reduction where S is 10. So look at that. Blood sacrifice and Samuel David Wyche. 67, 76, 257, and 86, both for blood sacrifice and Samuel David Wyche. Just another coincidence, I guess. So he died on a day with 43 numerology. 1 plus 2 plus 20 plus 20 is 43. And Sam Wyche equals 43. And what else about 43? Well, it goes along with killing. Remember, he's 74 when he died. Killing 74. Also 43. We're also talking about the people responsible. Masonic 43 as well, just like 74. And Masonic owes its debt to Kabbalah. That's where they get a lot of their symbology and, this gematria, this practice. It's all from Kabbalah. So he famously said, what's emphasized is don't live in Cleveland. That equals 311. And 311 happens to be the 64th prime number. And that is interesting because 64, his last name, Wyche equals 64. And you know what? He's 6'4", and kill equals 64. I'll show you that. Kill equals 64. And check this out, I just discovered this one. From the day of the Super Bowl to the day he was born was 44 years and 17 days. Kind of like kill 44 and 17. Isn't that interesting? Just discovered that. So also they go on to talk about that Wyche's 64 wins with the Bengals were the most by a coach in franchise history. 64 wins, Wyche equals 74. That thing he's famous for saying, equals 64. Well, Don't Live in Cleveland equals 311, which is the 64th prime. And he stands 6'4". I don't know how often that happens. So he's the innovator of the no huddle. And no huddle and Sam Wyche. Look at that. Sam Wyche 38 and no huddle 38. Sam Wyche 34. No huddle 34. And 97, that's a death number. 83, the reflection of 38, and that's our murder number. And I'll show you why 43 and 133 are interesting. Well, 43, the reflection of 34. And also, if you write out football, because this is a man who, is a lifer, played in the league and also coached football. 43, 83 as well, and 133. All these numbers that we're talking about. It's all about football. No huddle. So death also 97. Death 97, right? Death 97 and Sam Wyche equals 97 as well. So his head coaching record, he was 84 and 107 for a 44% winning percentage, remember? And he won his last Super Bowl when he was 44 years after his birthday, right? And he played 191 career regular season games. And 191 happens to be the 43rd prime number. We're just talking about 43, right? Sam Wyche, 43. Killing, 43. Sam Wyche. Sam also 33. I'll get into why that's interesting in a little bit. But Sam Wyche, 43 with the S exception, when S is 10. S, the 19th letter of the alphabet, it can reduce twice. And remember, killing, also 43, and he died at age 74, right? 3 days before his birthday. So he almost won the Super Bowl. As head coach, he led the Bengals to Super Bowl 23, which they lost to the 49ers 20-16, relinquishing the lead with only 34 seconds left, right? Murder 34. Sam Wyche 34. The reflection of 43, like football, like his career games that he won. And 49ers equals 34 as well. If you write out 49ers equals 34. Also 37, I'll show you why that's interesting. In 52, he coached at Indiana. That equals 34. Also 137, which is the 33rd prime. His first name is Sam. Right? Played for the Bengals. Coached the Bengals. Oops. Not the Bengalas. The Bengals. 33 as well. And he was a coach. Coach 24. Also 105. And I'll show you why that's interesting. A lot of interesting things about this. So the Bengals won the AFC Championship in 81 and 88, but lost Super Bowls 16 and 23 to the San Francisco 49ers, both teams. Bengals had 16 points in Super Bowl 16. Why is that interesting? Well, 16 equals 33. Remember, Sam equals 33. Bengals equals 33. Right? Cincinnati Bengals equals 303 or 33. Don't count the 0. And he was at Indiana, remember? That was his first coaching job with Indiana. Indiana 137, the 33rd prime number. And at Indiana, check this out, he was 3-8 or 38, right? Like 38, like killing, like Sam Wyche, like death, like the reflection of 83 football, like Masonic 38, like murder 38, like gematria 38, and he was 3-8 at Indiana. So he played the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 16 and 23. 49ers 105. Were we just talking about that number? And Bengals 105. Weren't we just talking about 105? Seem to recall some sort of five. Oh yeah, coach 105, and he was coach for both teams. Well, he was an assistant coach for the 49ers when he won a Super Bowl with them. So Wyche was diagnosed with liver cancer in 2019 and died at his home in Pickens, South Carolina on January 2nd, 3 days short of his 75th birthday. So check this out. Pickens, South Carolina, 307. Cancer, 37. 307 is 37. Pickens, South Carolina, 118. Cancer, 118. And of course, 118, the death number in Jewish gematria, a relevant cipher. It's all been all about death. Death 118. So 37 combined points in the Super Bowl. They had 16 one year, and they had 21 the other. So that's 37, just like cancer, just like where he died in Pickens, South Carolina. So he died on a day with 3 numerology. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 days before his 75th birthday. 3, if you write out 3, it equals 56. And what did he die of? Well, fully, he died of liver cancer. Liver cancer also 56. And he was born with 70 numerology. 1 plus 5 plus 19 plus 45 is 70. And liver cancer equals 70. So born, on this date to have liver cancer. And liver is 33. Something wrong with his liver. So I think that does it. Rest in peace to this man, Sam Wyche, who dies by the gang. A blood sacrifice, no doubt about it. It matches up perfectly. And interesting, because if you write out 15, because I noticed, 105 coming up, and that's 15. If you write out 15 equals 38 and 34, just like those numbers we saw the whole time. So that does it. Rest in peace to Sam Wyche. And learn the code. See through the deception.